Hey, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 13 of Award Season Reviews, Season 3. 97 reviews in 97 days, covering many of the films in contention for awards, both now and in early 2025. For these reviews, all information is current within 7 days of the recording. I'll be giving you the critical response, the box office information, insight into its awards run so far, my predictions on potential nominations and wins based on the point within the year, and as always, and most importantly, these reviews are spoiler-free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find lots of great award season content, including the very important Where Can I Watch It 2024 spreadsheet, where you can track all of the nominations and wins for all of the films, as well as, most importantly, learn how you can watch them. So, we are in the penultimate day of our second theme week, Gotham Week. This has been a big awards week. We've had the Gotham Awards, the National Board of Review winners, the New York Film Critics Circle winners, the IDA winners, the ISA nominees. Golden Globe nominations get announced very soon. But this week, all 7 films have been nominated for at least one or more Gotham Award, which recognizes the independent film community, and we will see where else they have maybe already popped up this season or where else they'll go. Of last year's 7 winners at the Gotham Awards, almost all of them made it to Oscar nods or wins by the end of the season. So there's a predictor. Today, I'm discussing Sony Pictures Classics, Between the Temples. Co-written by C. Mason Wells and the film's director, Nathan Silver, the film was released in the late summer of 2024. During its run, the film made $2,084,122 domestically and $232,571 internationally, which has the film sitting with a worldwide take thus far of $2,316,693. Critically, the film was a wide divide on both sides, more so than any other film that I've discussed this season. So on the critic side, it is certified fresh with an 84% made up of 116 reviews, but based on over 100 audience ratings, the film has a 41% popcorn meter. So quite a jump there, less than half in the difference. Award season-wise, the film was nominated for one Gotham Award, which was for Silver and Wells for Best Screenplay. Carol Kane was awarded the Best Supporting Performance Award by the New York Film Critics Circle and nominated in the same category at the Independent Spirit Awards. This was on top of some other nominations and wins at several international film festivals that have already occurred. So, what is the film about? Well, meet Ben Gottlieb, played by Jason Schwartzman. Cantor, widower, man in midlife crisis in his roughly late 30s, and he can't find the voice he once had, and that is now preventing him from fulfilling his cantor responsibilities at his temple. So much so, Rabbi Bruce, played by Robert Smigel, needs to step in, although Rabbi Bruce doesn't really mind. Living in the basement with his mothers, Judith, played by Dolly De Leon, and Mira, played by Carolyn Aaron, whose only intention is to get him partnered up again, he goes through the paces while teaching B'nai Mitzvah classes. One night, at a particularly low moment, drinking it away at a bar, he is reunited with Carla, played by Carol Kane, or as he knew her better when he was a child, Miss Kessler, his music teacher. She helps him get home and Ben thinks that this is the end of it, until Carla shows up for a B'nai class. Now, she was born Jewish, but never had her bat mitzvah, and now she wants it. So Ben takes her into the class, and as the studies begin, two begin to grow closer. Ben begins to feel alive again. He even considers dating Rabbi Bruce's daughter, Gabby, played by Madeline Weinstein, a young woman who has I'd say it's a slightly unconventional interest in Ben's former wife. As Ben continues to rebuild his life, the path to rebirth is not going to be very easy to accomplish, and challenges in the form of Carla's son and his overly domineering mother, Judith, will definitely cause some obstacles as we build towards, quite an interesting Shabbat dinner on the eve before Carla's bat mitzvah. See, here's the thing, and this is why I feel a lot of audience scores were a little low, because they commented on this. This is a film about a May-December romance that almost shouldn't work, but in the hands of Schwartzman and Kane, it magically does. Because there's an honesty in the way they're playing these roles. Silver and Wells' screenplay plays into some of the traditional comedy tropes, but it's that honesty in these characters, and some of the supporting ones, they're all fractured in a way. This story really is, it's the tale of not one person saving another, but allowing two lost souls to find new meaning with the support of one another. And it does build to a mostly satisfying, if somewhat ambiguous, ending. As stated, Schwartzman and Kane have a very easy chemistry with one another, and regardless of what happens after the credits roll, you are rooting for both of them. As the mothers, Aaron is a delight, but is played down a bit more than we often see her in some roles, which allows De Leon to have another outstanding strong presence as she did in Ghostlight earlier this year, which I talked about earlier this week. The woman, I swear, can stop you with a glare or a cutting remark. All this said, though, the breakout in the film has to be Weinstein as Gabby. She demonstrates impeccable comic timing and has some moments that are just so genuine. You may walk out of the film thinking only about her performance, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It also needs to be said that the clever use of the grainy 16mm footage captured by cinematographer Sean Price Williams gives us a more lived-in feel as we follow some of the zany antics that are rolling out on the screen. So, where could this film go as we continue award season? Well, let's talk about Kane for a moment. She wasn't fully in the conversation, but is starting to become maybe a dark horse contender this year, which would mean that she's earning her first Oscar nomination in almost 50 years since she was last nominated for her first Oscar in 1975 for Best Actress for Hester Street. She is also a longtime respected veteran, and the win from the New York Film Critics Circle and the ISA nod could keep her in the conversation as we hear other announcements. As for other awards, despite some solid work, I don't think there would be much else that this film could go for. Maybe there could be some discussion in the screenplay category, but it's a very loaded deck this year with a lot of strong screenplays, so I really don't think, aside from a possible Best Supporting Actress nomination at the Oscars for Kane, are we really going to hear Between the Temples really referenced otherwise. All in all, here's what I'm going to say. This is a feel-good comedy, the likes of which we don't often see, where all of the characters are genuinely good and want the best for everybody involved. So for me, it is a very solid 4-star film. Now, if you would like to see Between the Temples, it is available for purchase or rental on most digital platforms, but there is no streaming information available as of this recording. So, there we have it. 13 down, 84 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here, please click that subscribe button, like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. If you follow me on social media, I'm soon going to be posting a poll about which documentaries you'd like to hear me cover as we move into Doc Week, and which films you'd like to hear me do during Feel Good Week, because that's when we're getting into the holiday week. So you can also, again, reminder, find great content on my website, cinephilemike.com. Enjoy it and enjoy the Oscar conversation. Until next time, everyone, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.